Hi guys, welcome to video 1. Here we'll be talking about the magnificent subject of respiration, also known as breathing. I want to remind you through this 7 series of videos that the essence we're looking at is that change happens when the body begins to mind. And my concept and the reason for these videos is to bring home to you the idea that these coexist, that there's an interplay between our body and mind. And if we allow that to happen, we experience and live in the fullness and the richness of our true capacity. So let's agree to just take a nice, gentle, deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Into our nose and out through your mouth. So a little known fact is that when we breathe in through our nose, we activate the 4 lobes in our lungs. We breathe out through the mouth, we're activating the lower lobes. So we're getting the fullness of our breath capacity. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but this is often a surprise to people, that breath is the prime mover of the body. Without breath, as you know, everything shuts down. And the biggest amount of oxygen usage is to your brain. So if we're trying to change our mind about things, we need to have good function in our brain. So we need to have a rich resource of oxygen and this type of fullness in our capacity to respirate. So the question I have for you guys is, do you find yourself holding your breath? And most people that I work with, and including myself, at times, yes, I have to remind myself, God, I haven't taken a deep breath in a while. Another question is like, why? Well, we hold our breath when we're anxious, we feel stressed, and we feel fearful. And it comes from our survival mechanism, because if we hear a noise late at night and we're at home, we stop breathing because we want to use our hearing to be able to assess if it's dangerous or not. But if we live in a world where we have this type of, we're steeped in this anxiety and being scared and being fearful and stressed, then you can see straight away that unconsciously your body is primed to put more emphasis on being aware of what's happening in the external environment rather than being aware of what's happening in the internal environment. So this is beautiful to remind ourselves to take a breath. Now, the other thing I want to talk about really is how I find in my own body is that when was the last time you felt, or I felt inspired to do something magnificent, inspired to recite a poem, sing a song, dance, find a new edge, tell somebody that I really cared about them, pick up the phone, I have to connect with somebody, inspired to write a book, inspired to write a song. What are we waiting for? Well, your breath, I would safely say, your respiration is directly linked with your inspiration. So a person who is afraid of their potential, what they will do unconsciously is they'll limit their respiration so they won't have to deal with their inspiration. So they'll live a life where they rarely feel passionate about things, where they go to movies or they read books that inspire them, or they might see some art piece or whatever, but they never truly immerse themselves in their own respiration. And respiration is the doorway, as I said, to inspiration. So they're always holding a little piece. You'll notice about those type of bodies is that people don't fully exhale. They're always holding on to something. There's an ungrounded fear because we live in scarcity that if I fully exhale, there won't be enough oxygen there for me. So I must just hold on to a little piece. Ridiculous as it sounds, you'll find yourself doing that. But isn't it interesting, guys? It's only when we let go fully that we can pick up something greater. So that respiration is really reflective. The pattern of respiration that you have is reflective of how you engage, embrace, embrace new opportunities, and how you invite abundance into your life. So if you're scared of letting go of what you have, you can't pick up something greater, something more expansive. So we have a capacity to breathe. We have the front of our body, our ribs, but we also have the whole back of our body and the sides of our body to breathe into. It's called the thoracic cavity. It's waiting for you to expand. You've all this beautiful musculature that's fine-tuned. It's like a symphony that plays. But if you don't listen to the music on a regular basis, it begins to atrophy. It begins to actually shut down. So you're left with this small capacity in the front of your body. Another thing that happens as well is that when we become a little bit defined, and as I said to you, that scarcity mindset, that stress, anxiety and fear, we have a tendency, our body has a tendency to rise up. We go into what's called startle reflex or startle response. So in breathing, our abdomen rarely goes down. We also have a culture where tightness, six-packs are very found to be very attractive and whatever. So tightness in the abdomen is encouraged. As I often say to myself and to others, is that you'll never see a picture of Buddha with a six-pack. What you'll see is that relaxed belly. The relaxed belly is that the diaphragm can go down on the inhalation. And so we feel grounded, we feel supported, and we engage our gut, our abdomen, where our wisdom and our truth really lives. I would safely say that a person who breathes deeply feels deeply. And if you want to really feel who you are and be able to feel into the world of others, then change your breathing pattern. It's very possible, it takes practice, but I'll tell you what I feel is that it's the key essence to open up this huge capacity that we have in our body mind, and the key to that is through the breath. So remember, take a breath. What I did on my phone was that I put a little chime that chimes every hour, and it goes down, and then I know, I'm reminded to take a breath. Every red light I come to, I pull up in my vehicle, I'm reminded to take a breath. And every time my cell phone rings, instead of scurrying to pick it up, I hear the ring as a call to mindfully breathe. So with practice, guys, you can change your breathing pattern. And remember, when you change respiration, you're changing your capacity for inspiration. So live well, and I will see you in video 2, where we'll be talking about support. We'll be talking about the platform, which is our feet, and it's going to be magnificent. Thank you so much.